Journal case. Lawyers are seeking to depose Rupert Murdoch, Can you say what the lawyers hope to get out of that?
We're going to see. It's in the lawyers' hands. They would like us to drop that. So we'll see.
A few moments later.
Now, this is a story that hasn't received as much attention as it should. A response from the Murdoch camp is actually equal parts hilarious as it is damning, especially considering the source, right? Now, it's apparent the MAGA coalition is fractured, right? That shit is nowhere clearer than in the tension over the Epstein files. Take, for instance, the recent report from Time magazine, which describes how former Congresswoman and one-time MAGA cheerleader Marjorie Taylor Greene confronted the Trump orbit over its handling of Epstein-related documents, accusing the president of resisting transparency and then backtracking only when it became politically untenable.
And then what's going on with the Epstein files. And I'm not making this partisan. I'm saying it is an elite problem. John Ossoff is now calling it the Epstein class and even name-checked George Soros in his campaign rally. If it's us versus them, and Trump is just saying, ignore it, it's going to go away. And you have Howard Lutnick, for instance, testifying that he went to the island in 2012 when he said in 2000.
You never cared about this until now because Trump won. This is just like immigration. You didn't care about all the illegals until Trump won, and now you care about Epstein.
Well,
Trump's fine under Epstein.
I didn't, and I was obviously very careful to say that. I am not accusing the president of doing anything. I'm saying that he has an Epstein files problem and he knows it.
The Trump administration is not releasing the information. And I got yelled at by the president over this. This is why he called me a traitor. He called me a traitor because I would not take my name off the discharge petition, because I stood firmly and said, no, we're going to release the Epstein files. I'm standing with women who were raped as teenagers. I'm not standing with the government. I don't support the cover up of all of this stuff, whatever it may be. And the president got mad at me and he's told me, and I've said this multiple times, he told me his friends would get hurt.
And now this, as the legal and media ramifications over the Epstein files are coming to fruition. Last year, as we know, Donald Trump filed a defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal and its parent company over reporting that he sent a sexually suggestive note framed within a sketch to convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday. That lawsuit sought at least $10 billion and has named the newspaper and the media mogul himself, Rupert Murdoch.
I've been treated very unfairly by the Wall Street Journal and everything. I mean, I don't know. They even hired people from the Washington Post, third-rate reporters, gossip-type reporters. It's all gossip. And, I've been treated badly by the Wall Street Journal. I would have assumed that Rupert Murdoch controls it, but, maybe does, maybe doesn't. They are talking to us about doing something, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they would like us to drop that. And so we'll see.
Is that their settlement talks?
Yeah, they want to settle it.
With money involved?
He's treated us wrong.
The article in question detailed how the letter, part of a compilation of notes from Epstein's social circle, bore Trump's signature beneath a very suggestive and crude drawing. Now, of course, Trump denied the authorship of the letter or drawing and condemned the report as defamatory. And this conflict isn't just a stray legal fight, right? It puts Trump against a major conservative media infrastructure that in prior years was crucial in garnering his support. And as Mother Jones reported in an article just released today titled Murdoch's Defense in Epstein Lawsuit, Trump is lewd. Well, Murdoch and his team are arguing, and get this, that Trump is just too lewd a person to suffer reputational harm from this story. And as evidence, they're actually using the infamous Access Hollywood video in which Trump boasted that due to his celebrity status, he could sexually assault women and get away with it to boost their defense. I mean, you could not make this up. The same people who ran stories protecting Trump after that video was released are now using it against him. And that person, yes, Rupert Murdoch, whose Fox News, New York Post, and Wall Street Journal of old provide the most prominent media platform for Trump to sell his excuses and spread propaganda are now saying that Trump is such a terrible person that an association with an affectionate note to a sex criminal cannot tarnish his political image. Wow, they really are fighting, aren't they?
Vance, so we just mentioned the midterms. I want to just put up a poll. This shows congressional vote preference. This was at the end of January, so just a few weeks ago. Of all voters, Democratic candidate preference at 52, GOP candidate at 46. We've got a long way to go, but obviously that number would not be good for the majority.
That would not be good. I will say, as much as we love Fox News, we always think Fox News has the worst polling. Me and the president agree on that. I'm sorry.
I can show you other ones.
And the thing is, the spat over the Epstein files is not contained to courts and headlines, right? It's a very serious issue, and it has bled into the Republican coalition itself. After the Attorney General's disastrous hearing last week, it seems that more and more members of the GOP are distancing themselves from this administration over their handling of these files.
I've not been one of the members who has glommed onto this as an issue. I've sort of intentionally deferred to others to find out about it. But 9-year-old victims, that's...
All over the world, Moscow was just saying too, it was sort of like a real global network that they're now getting to see on these 4 terminals they have houseside.
Wow. Well, initially my reaction to all this was, I don't care. I don't know what the big deal is. But now I see what the big deal is, and it was worth investigating. And the members of Congress that have been pushing this were not wrong. So that's really my only reaction.
I think the yelling, to me, Kennedy, I always find it so unpersuasive for everybody.
Yeah, so Scott Bessent went before Congress and was very calm, was very measured, and he has become the king of laconic sick burns. Like, he can absolutely destroy you, and it won't raise his heart rate or his blood pressure. And that is a lesson that Pam Bondi needs to internalize, because it's different. She comes off like a shrieking Karen. You know, it's like, I want this country to do well. I want to be convinced that the president, I don't care what administration it is, that we're on the right track. And the people who are in charge of every aspect of the federal government, they have their position locked up, and they're doing the very best they can with an incredibly talented team. When she's this emotional, it looks like she's lost a little bit of the edge, and she seems very, very unpersuasive. It feels like the job is consuming her. She needs to tone it down a little bit. And, she apparently had a burn book of insults that she was doling out to everyone. And when she said to Jamie Raskin, who was a total hack, when she said, like, you're not even a lawyer, he should have said, you're not even a real blonde. That would have been funny. But he doesn't have the wherewithal. He shouldn't be in Congress.
That's why he's never in Gutfeld.
Scott Bessent might have been able to deliver.
And more than anything, it's damaging Republican credibility, particularly with women voters and more moderate conservatives. Because every single thing that the Trump administration are doing and have done regarding these files, from Pam Bondi screaming about the Dow while survivors are asking for accountability.
Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump? All of you. I find it interesting that she keeps going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history. You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over 50,000.
I provided the evidence today that shows that his statements were false under oath. Kash Patel's statements were false. They are in possession. They were in possession at the time, and they're still in possession of evidence that other men participated in the sex trafficking.
Attorney General Bondi didn't seem to directly answer that question. I mean, what do you make of what she did say?
She didn't answer anything. She came here just ready to talk about the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, which seems kind of crazy to me.
To Trump and Murdoch going at it in court, all of these actions reflect defensive political posturing, not confidence in the fact that the president has done nothing wrong. It's not an isolated policy disagreement. It's over these files, and it shows that MAGA, more than anything, is fractured.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.